UFC Fight Night Erceg versus Moreno is coming up this weekend, and I got the Mr. Kenny predictions, man. I'll be real. I looked at the card, man. It's not like the prelims are all right. This card's not crazy. It's like not a bad card, but it's like it's an okay card for like a fight night. That's how I view it. Mexico City, of course. And I can't wait to talk about the main event because I watched some film on it and I do have my prediction. Now I'm gonna break it down when it comes to it, but of course we're gonna have to go through the full card. And as we're scrolling down, we see some notable fights. Some notable fights and some fights that I can't really be asked about. But starting off with this fight, it's not letting me click it. Is this fight done? I don't think. Maybe this fight's canceled. The Markel Mendros versus Austin Hubbard. I was gonna pick Mendros anyways, but all right. Well, I guess first fight of the night we're talking about Jamal Emmers versus Gabriel Miranda. Both are coming off of losses. I know both of them are coming off of losses. Jamal Emmers, these guys are so mid to me. Like, I remember watching them fight. Jamal Emmers looked horrible his last fight. Who did he even lose to? I forgot who the kid lost to. Can I find out who Jamal Emmers lost to? Jamal Emmers definitely lost like that Nate guy. He lost like Nate Lawnware, whatever that dude's last name is. But it's hard to compare these two. I don't really know who's gonna win. I don't even want to bet on this fight. I hate that it's gonna count for my prediction, but I'm gonna have to go Jamal Emmers. All right, I'm gonna go Jamal Emmers. And he's a favorite too, which just makes the most sense, I suppose. So yeah, Jamal Emmers for the win. I don't really care too much about this fight. It's not really gonna be a banger fight. It could be, they might just go there and just start swinging and winging. So it could be fun. This ball, look at his head though. Like, bro, I can't. I'm picking someone with a head like that, brother. Dale, brother. No dale, matter of fact. That shit's not hitting. All right. Interesting fight here. They got Rafa Garcia versus Vink Pichel. Now, this dude with the little Strickland look, the Strickland, Strickland bit his look, but what you call him is the marauder farmer. Like, he's going to fight like a marauder, but he's there to be clip farmed. Like, if you want to build up a prospect, of course, this is Mexico City. This is a Mexican fighter. They want Rafael Garcia to put the beats on him like Dr. Dre, so they're giving him Pichel. Now, is it going to work? Yes. I do think Rafael Garcia is probably going to go there and probably knock him out. Like, Pichel's a marauder. He's tough, but, like, the look is the more intimidating than his fight style. Like, this guy's going to come forward, probably look like a little goofball and get the beats on him. I just don't think it's going to be a very competitive fight as far as that's concerned. And Garcia's probably going to get an early round finish. I can see Garcia putting him to sleep. I don't know the odds. Okay, minus 485 plus. Okay, yeah. So the odds understand. Yeah, I'm gonna go Rafael Garcia probably by early knockout. If it goes the distance and like they mix in grappling and everything and like Pichel makes it ugly, he can make it competitive. But no matter what he does, I just doubt he wins. I'll be real. I doubt it. But we'll see. We'll see how good this Rafael Garcia guy even is, because I don't even know much about him. I just really know a little bit about Pichel. Pichel's gonna have some height on him and reach, but I don't think that's gonna be enough to keep Rafael Garcia away. So I think Rafael Garcia is gonna come forward and put the beats on him. So I'm going for Garcia by probably finish. All right. People forget, man. Honestly, bro, I'm not weird for being excited for this fight. Lupe Godinez is coming off a loss, while Julia Palestri is coming off a win. Mexico versus Brazil. Lupe Godinez really fights like Alexa Grasso. She has like the high guard boxing style, and she does marauder max forward. And I actually like her fight style. She's just very susceptible to low kicks. I don't know how often Julia Palestri is going to throw low kicks is the thing. But I know she's a decent striker, so there's not going to be much grappling, matter of fact. I don't think either's going to shoot takedowns. Lupe Godinez has shot takedowns. I just doubt she's gonna shoot. I think they're gonna just engage in a striking match. You know what I'm saying? They're both 5'2". They don't have like a lot of height on them or reach. So it's gonna be a primary striking fight. Godinez is gonna try to keep it in the pocket with her pocket boxing, and then like Julia's probably gonna do a lot of low kicks and try to mess up her front leg. Because one thing about Godinez that she's shown that she doesn't really check low kicks much. A lot of these Mexican fighters with that boxing style, like Irene Aldana, Lupe Godinez, Alexa Grasso, they have a hard time with low kicks. So everyone's game plan, no matter if you're a heavy kicker or not, is going to be to kick their legs. But I still got Lupe Godinez winning. I don't know the odds for this. Not available. I actually might put it on a parlay. I'm very confident. I actually like Lupe Godinez. Like some WMMA fighters, I actually like. I'm excited to watch, man. This is one of them. I like Lupe Godinez. She's a good boxing style. She always has fun fights, so I am gonna follow my gut and go Lupe Godinez. I like her boxing style, and dale, brother. Represent for Mexico, my friend, Mexico. All right, Christian Rodriguez, who just came off that fraud check against Bashi. Christian is such like an on and off guy, Like he'll have a great performance, then he look like a bum. But he's going against Costa. I never know how to say his first name. McQuelazale. I'm not even gonna try it. Costa's coming off a win as well. One thing about them is that they're both actually pretty decent fighters. Christian Rodriguez is getting a lot of hype for the Bashi. When Bashi was like 20, the dude's a youngin', man. You put the beats on a youngin', man. Like, you're still a real bad man to an extent, but you're really back and forth. I never really know what to expect from Christian Rodriguez. In contrast with Costa, I always know he's going to bring the fight, and he just has a different type of energy and essence to him. Like, I feel like in this fight, it might be competitive, and a lot of people might just be like, oh, Christian Rodriguez is going to wipe him. I don't think so, man. I think Costa's going to bring a fight to him and make it pretty ugly. And I just think Costa might have the speed advantage too. I hope I'm right about this, because speed advantage is usually important in fights like this, but I really believe that Costa will have the speed advantage over Christian Rodriguez, and I feel like that's going to help him out in a lot of the striking exchanges. I'm sure Costa might be an underdog, yeah, but I'm going to follow the underdog money here. I think Costa's going to pull it off an upset. It's not really an upset. The odds are pretty close, but you know, plus 150 to minus 180. But I really believe in Costa. Like, Rodriguez had came off a good win against Bashi, and that guy is a great wrestler. He's I'm not saying he's one-dimensional, but he's a little bit on the shorter side. So if his wrestling doesn't work, it's almost like he's forced to stand and trade with like a ranger striker with Rodriguez. Costa's going to have the reach advantage. I think he's a more profound striker than Rodriguez. It's still a competitive fight. I think this fight's going to be really fun, but Christian Rodriguez's inconsistencies aren't to his favor. So I think I'm going to lean Costa in this fight. Yeah, we'll see, man. It's gonna be a good fight, because I don't know how because Rodriguez shows like C-Rod, just shows up like C-Rod, you never know. But if he shows up like fucking no hairline having C-Rod, then he's gonna get the beats on him. But I am more comfortable going the underdog here and going Costa. So that's the first underdog pick of the night. I don't know how much more they're gonna be. Yeah, this fight, listen, I've been losing sleep just thinking about this fight. We got Jose Daniel Medina, Nataba Gautier. I know everything about both these fighters, so I'm very excited for the fight. Shall I be real? I don't even remember Gautier on Dana White Contender Series. I don't know why I forgot his fight. And then this guy from Bolivia, bro's not even Mexican, but he looks like he's Mexican. He's Mexican maxing without being from Mexico. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but I know you're coming off a loss and you're making your UFC debut. So this means one or two things. This is one thing you got. This is how you read the room, chat. Gautier is either supposed to go in there and put the beats on him and make his name and presence felt, but then they go in Mexican City, and this guy just looks Mexican. I know he's from Bolivia, chat. I'm fucking not being a dick right now, but brother, this guy is Mexican, bro. Or maybe he's not, but like, bro, I feel like the crowd will be just like, yeah, Bolivia, man. They'll be rooting him on, bro. Jose Daniel Medina, bro. Only Mexicans have 3 first names, bro, as their I'm joking. All right, but listen, I don't know, man. Who's gonna win is like, I don't know much about either, so I gotta be transparent with you guys. But what are the odds saying? Not available? Yeah, I'm going to just go with my gut. And my gut says this dude's a fraud. This big, brolicky, ripped dude. He has one round to get the finish. And if he doesn't, he's getting the beats on him by this guy. He probably has good endurance. Like, he doesn't have the body type for good endurance. But I feel like, you know, Mexicano spirit. Even though he's Bolivian. Yep, Kenny, stop saying he's Mexican. But, yeah, I just think Jose Daniel Medina at the 44th is going to put the beats on Gautier, because I feel like Gautier is going to try to go there and knock him out. Look at all that muscle on this guy. He's really built like me. Like, he's a little bit smaller, because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? But he's still pretty solid, so I think he'll put up a good fight. But we'll see, man. They're 205ers, so maybe they won't have the endurance. Are they 205ers or 185ers? I don't even know what they are. I just know his fights weight is at 205 or 204, and this other guy's 202. So either they're big 185ers or 205ers. But I'm gonna go Gautier. I just switched my pick out of the blue. It's middleweight. I'm an idiot. It's a middleweight bout. So Gautier gets up to 204, and he gets up to 205, 202. Okay. I still am gonna stick with Gautier. Fuck it. I just switched it. Okay, Edgar Chavez versus CJ Vergara. Chavez is coming off a loss in UFC No Chain. It was against Joshua Van. He started really well, dude. I thought he was gonna I was scared for Joshua. I was like, fuck, Joshua's just getting destroyed right now, isn't he? CJ Vergara is like nothing crazy to me. Like, I've seen him fight. He has good knockout power. I'll be real. His game plan is gonna be to try to knock out Edgar, but if he can't get the knockout, Edgar will be too much for him. Edgar did slow down against Joshua Van, but I want to tie that into Van's IQ mixed up with Van's fight style, because Van takes a little bit of time to get going, where CJ Vergara doesn't really need time to get going. He's kind of just going to go guns a-blazing. Look at the way he's looking at me, bro, with his chin tilted a little bit down at a 45-degree angle. This guy knows, like, he wants to throw big fucking clobbing punches. But it's like, can Edgar learn his lesson and be a little bit more defensively sound as the fight progresses? That's really the question here that we need answered. And I think he can, you know. Flyweight's got quick hands. Edgar Chavez does have power too, so I think I'm just definitely going to follow my heart and go Edgar Chavez. I just think he's going to be a tougher fight for CJ Vergara. I don't know the odds. Okay, minus 250 Edgar, so I guess I think the odds makers are saying I'm cooking. So yeah, I'm going Edgar Chavez here, man. I think he's going to get it done from Mexico City. All right, we're in the main card now. Okay, we got Ronaldo Rodriguez, who's a dog. Coming off that win against Audie Osbourne, I remember, I don't know if I thought it was a robbery, but I remember thinking Audie Osbourne low-key won. I don't know if I'm like hallucinating because I didn't watch the fight back, I'll be real. But I remember I was like, did Audie beat this guy? And then he won like UD or something. I was a little bit surprised, but he's still a good fighter versus Kevin Borjas. Now, he's coming off a loss, but he's a dog. This is going to be a close fight just because like Ronaldo starts quick and he's a little bit loco, brother. Muy loco, you know. This guy goes after it. But he's in front of his Mexico crowd, so I just feel like the spirit, man, in Mexico City, man. It might benefit him, you know. Ooh, might benefit him, no. Fuck. I don't know. Like, this one's close because I do think Kevin Borjas is going to come with it, too. Like, it's not going to be a walk in the park for either guy. I think it's going to be a fun war, honestly. But I feel like Rodriguez's, like, aggressive style could, like, cause problems for Kevin as the fight even elongates, you know. But is Ronaldo going to fatigue? I don't know, man. I don't know. Mexico City, is that an elevation, bro? Is Mexico City an elevation? Is Mexico City at elevation? This might be a dumb question. Okay, so it is elevation. Why did I ask myself that when I should have knew that before the card? I don't even know if I'm going to cut that out of the video, but all right. Wait, that's crazy because this is not good for Ronaldo Rodriguez. Wait, now I feel like I got to recheck my other picks. Okay. Nah, I don't really care too much about these guys. All right. Yeah. No, I was right. Everything else, I'm still right, chat. Trust. Yeah. Well, this is an elevation in it. So, fucking I might. Yeah, this elevation is going to actually hurt Ronaldo Rodriguez more than helps him. That's for sure. But I am going to go Rodriguez even though, regardless, I don't know the odds. Okay, they essentially pick him, which makes sense. Fuck, bro. If Rodriguez gets tired, it's clipped. But he could also like, get him out of there early, you know. Fucking I might. But I'm going to go Rodriguez because I just feel like his power might be the equalizer. But Kevin Borjas can outpoint him, man. Fucking. Why, bro? I can't be asked, dude. I can't be bothered about this shit, bro. All right, buddy. I don't know. I think dude. I think my brain's trying to tell me to go Borjas, but I'm going Kevin Borjas because I'm trying to like right now justify Ronaldo Rodriguez like hopefully not fatiguing, hopefully catching a punch, and that's going against my ideology of my predictions. So I'm not going to just go Ronaldo just because shits and gigs. He lost his last fight. He lost to Audie Osbourne. They gave it to you. You know, Kevin Borjas is a marauder, dude. He's coming off an L, but that Peruvian is he puts the beats on people. So I'm going to go Kevin Borjas. I'm going to follow my brain and ignore my heart because my heart just wants me to see him win, brother. But who cares what my heart thinks, you know? Who cares? Wow, this is a banger fight right here. The fact that in the main card chat, and I don't know much about either, is kind of concerning to me. It makes me feel like a casual, I'll be real. David Martinez, I do think I remember him on Dana White Contender Series, but he's going against someone named Saman Oliveira. I'll be lying if I said I remember much about him, but considering this Mexican is on the main card, and they put him against a Brazilian, I'm assuming this Brazilian who's coming off a loss is going to be used to make David, like to give David Martinez stardom. I don't know the odds. They're not going to be available, but chat, like when you have little understanding about people and they have little experience, like he's 1-0, you don't know much about him, you can only go off that one fight in Dana White Contender Series that he won. You got to remember, chat, that if they're putting him on a main card, they're trying to promote him as a prospect. This is just me using my intellectualist stuff, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to promote him as a prospect, so in doing so, they got to give him someone who's beatable and they put him on the main card. Because otherwise, why the hell is this guy on the main card, bro? There's some fights. Lupe Godinez could have been on the main card over this guy. You know, there's people like Costa, the fight down below, Costa, that could have been on the main card with Christian Rodriguez, C-Rod, but they have this youngin. So this is for a reason. They're trying to build a superstar, so just go David Martinez. The odds aren't here, but I'm sure he's a huge favorite. Anyways, next fight. Okay. Chee-wee-wee. Bro, this dude is mad handsome. Like, I can't wait to see my GOAT fight, man. Raul Rosas Jr. versus Vince Morales. Now, this isn't an easy fight with the thing. Vince Morales is, like, not great, but he's frustratingly, like, he knows how to make fights competitive but lose every time. I think he's on, like, a 4-fight lose streak. But he knows how to, like, not be run. He'll give you, like, a good 2 minutes of a fight, and then he'll just kind of, he'll fucking flaunt her. So, how is Rosas Jr. going to win? I think it's designed to, of course, make Rosas Jr. win in front of the Mexico crowd. It'll be a competitive fight for like the first 2 minutes, and then once the grappling gets here, brother, you know, Khabib Nurmagomedov smash style, brother, you know. Yeah, Vince Morales is listed at 60% takedown defense, which is interesting. I don't know the odds. I'm sure Rosas Jr. is a huge favorite. Minus 310, not as big as I thought, actually. Which makes sense because Morales is going to give him a little bit of adversity, but I think overall, Rosas Jr., he's a youngin. He's going to probably get it done. He's pretty strong. He's gotten a lot stronger. What I was first like scared of was that his size was like a little bit lackluster. Watching him fight for bantamweight, I'm like, this guy's just a lot, like, very weak in my opinion. But he's been getting bigger, like actually put on a lot of muscle mass and strength. So I think that's good for him. He's still growing, which is crazy to say, but he is. Dude's younger than me. I'm 22, and I feel like I'm young, but I'm really not, because people be calling me Unc now. Fucking A, bro, it's over. But yeah, Roses Jr., I feel as if he put on the appropriate, like he did what he had to do to improve, and a lot of it had to do with strength. And now that he's stronger, he's able to like grapple to a better extent. So I'm going Roses Jr. He's gonna have a grappling masterclass, maybe even get a finish by submission. Vince Morales is gonna be a quitter. He always kind of quits. All right, next fight, man. First of all, I saw the odds for this fight beforehand. I'm gonna show you guys. Plus 410 for Kevin Gastelum, minus 550 is stupid. Why is he built like that, though? What the hell's going on, bro? He did not look this big before. When was this picture taken, and why does he look like a refrigerator, bro? He always be refrigerator maxing, but this shit looks crazy, man. Bro, look, he's in the same shape as Shamil, the real deal Gaziev. Is he going to make the weight is the question. I think that should be the bet. Like, they should fucking A. But, listen, the reason I said the odds don't make sense, because, first of all, his hairline's crooked for a reason, bro. That shit receding. This guy's either on some steroids or something, or, like, fucking A. I don't know, bro, if I can't be bothered. But, listen, the odds don't make sense because, like, Joe Pyfer does have power. Oh, yeah, man, he's harder than Francis Ngannou, dude. Like, fucking whatever, man. Listen, to chin this fucking cubicle head, to chin this rectangle, you're going to need, like, a lot of power, and he could eat a good amount of shots, you know. And he has pretty good gas tank despite him looking like that. You know what I'm saying? Despite him looking like that. You know what I'm saying? I honestly feel like Joe Pyfer should grapple him. I feel like Kevin Gastelum kind of looks lackluster sometimes when you can wrestle him and take him to the ground, because his wrestling's not all that great. People might think he has great wrestling, but it's not really that great. But like what people don't understand is like he has a pretty good blitz too. Gastelum, despite his like waddling size, this guy has some good hooks on entries. You know, Pyfer. People think Pyfer by first round knockout. I've been hearing people say some crazy shit like that. Pyfer is probably gonna win. Like I think Pyfer has a better chance to win, but the odds don't reflect it. Like honestly, I don't know if Pyfer's gonna win for sure. I couldn't tell you guys with 100% certainty because I know Pyfer has good power. You know, I know he's tough. People said he was a fraud after his loss, but he's not a fraud. It's just that, like, I feel like he has deficiencies that I feel like Kevin Gastelum could exploit with his quick hands, man. I feel like it's interesting. And we don't know if Pyfer is going to have the endurance. I think Kelvin Gastelum might have more endurance as well. There's so much things about this fight that might surprise people. Just styles make fights, and the odds don't make sense. I might just bet this fight goes a distance because I feel like that's going to be like a plus money. But who wins? Like if I had to go for someone, I'd probably lean Joe Pyfer. But I think this fight's a lot closer than the odds are making it out to be. Kevin Gastelum's really good at just making fights a little bit ugly and competitive. And unless you're like have a lot better movement than Gastelum, it's kind of hard to like stick and move against him. You know, and if Pyfer's gonna try to just mow through him, it's gonna be a tough day for him because this blockhead ain't going nowhere, dog. So yeah, my official pick is probably Pyfer by points, or maybe Pyfer by points. This is a close fight though. This fight's closer than I feel like people think. These odds don't make sense. I'm telling you. Fuck, like I might even go. Should I go Gastelum points? I don't know, man. I don't know. Gastelum's just tough, but I'm gonna go Pyfer points. I'm gonna go Pyfer by points. It's my official pick. I'll leave it at that. All right. Wow, this is actually a pretty cool fight. What the hell, bro? Can you take me up to the? What the hell's going on? Manuel Torres versus Drew Dober. This is cool for money reasons. The picture's just not gonna load. Nice. Okay, so Manuel Torres, I seen him. I think it was Noche card. I saw him last. He lost in that card, but he looked good. He looked like tough. And then he's going against Drew Dober, the fucking Chad, bro. He was coming off a loss as well. This guy had, speaking of chins, like Torres might have power, but this dude has a chin on him as well. You know, but Torres is a little bit taller and longer, so I think he's going to use his size and his length to his advantage here. You know, it's going to be a good little striking clash. It's probably going to be little grappling. I doubt Torres is going to grapple. Yes, shot a little bit, but I don't think he's going to shoot against Dober. Dober's just physically strong. I think he's going to primarily stand on the feet, and I think he's a barn burner, which is why he's so high on the card. I believe this is a co-main event. Drew Dober on the co-main event, brother Dollar. You got to respect it, you know. I don't know the odds for this, but I do feel like if I had to lean someone, I would lean Torres, because although Dober's a tank and he could like eat some punches and come forward, I feel like Torres might be a little bit too technical for him. That being said, I might lean Manuel Torres by points. I can't really say KO, bro, because how are you going to finish Drew Dober? The odds are pick'em, man. I like this pick'em. Like, I like a little pick'em. I am going to go Torres, though. Like, Drew Dober is going to be tough. He's not going to tire. He's not going to get knocked out, but he's probably going to get outpointed by a more intelligent striker. It's not like he's a rookie intelligent striker. He's going to come forward and make it a dogfight, too, but I just feel like he's a little bit smarter than this blockhead, this Chad, brother. So I'm going Manuel Torres, my friend. I have to. All right. Main event of the evening. I actually watched film for this, chat. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's a hard fight to pick. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's not an easy fight to pick. I watched film. Specifically, I watched Moreno versus Albazi. Moreno versus Royval is his last fight, or his fight before that. To kind of get a gauge of like the newer Moreno. I did watch some Moreno in the past, like Moreno versus Kai and all that. He fights a little bit different. First of all, against Royval, he was a lot more complacent on like circling the cage and being on the back foot. In contrast, when he fought Albazi, he was a little bit more aggressive for obvious reasons because he didn't respect Albazi's striking. When he goes against people he respects and they're striking, he's a lot more on the back foot circling. He did it against Kai Kara-France as well. Erceg, he's always kind of on the front foot primarily. The only time I've seen Erceg kind of on the back foot was his fight with Pantoja in like the first round, because Pantoja was like running at him crazy. But as the fight elongated, Erceg kept walking down Pantoja, walking down Pantoja, walking down Pantoja. Now they're both interesting here. I know that Erceg's gonna take initiative in this fight. Now when I say that, I mean people might think initially like Moreno's gonna walk down Erceg. That's not what's gonna happen. I watched good film and I have a really good understanding that Moreno's gonna be on the back foot primarily. Erceg's gonna be walking him down. And what Moreno's going to try to do is he's going to try to counter off of Erceg coming forward and landing a counter punch. Because when Moreno lands counter punches, that's when he grows in confidence and then starts pressing forward. But before that, he's very tentative and hesitant, especially against good strikers. I do rate Erceg as a good striker. He has good power, good pocket boxing, and his counters are really quick. Like he could counter you moving forward. Like if he's walking you down and you throw, he'll slip in his step, and then he might back up. Moreno had a lot of success against Albazi, which I feel like is a very hyped up fight. But I feel like people don't understand that Albazi's a primary wrestler, not a primary striker, which is why Moreno was able to have success against him at that extent. Also, I want to point out that Albazi's very flat-footed. When he was fighting Moreno, he wasn't moving, he wasn't bouncing. He was kind of just standing there, stationary, trying to throw jabs, and that's why Moreno was able to slip and land some good shots. Like against Royval, like he wasn't able to do that as much because Royval was a little bit more bouncy. Royval had pressure, but it wasn't intelligent pressure. Steve Erceg pressures a lot more intelligently than Royval. Royval actually lost the first couple rounds in their recent fight, and then eventually beat Moreno as the fight continued because Moreno kind of gassed, and the pressure was too much for him. I really think this fight is closer than people think. I think people think Moreno's going to go in there and work him. I don't think so. After watching film, before watching film, but anything when this fight was first booked, my intuition told me Erceg. And then like during fight week, like a couple of days ago, I'm like, Moreno's probably going to win, isn't he? And then I watched film and it went back to, I think Erceg has what it takes to beat him because I saw the tendencies of both guys. I feel like Erceg coming forward and walking down Moreno will frustrate him. They're like, I will say Erceg is very like chin up in the air and like that's how he fights. He's kind of like he reminds me of the CKB style, even though he doesn't throw a lot of low kicks, but he does have low kicks as repertoire, whatever you want to call it. And I do think Moreno has so heavy on that front leg. Even Albazi was able to kick his front leg and send him flailing. He almost fell. And I know Erceg's going to invest in that, as well as I know when he's going to try to counter, though. Moreno's going to try to counter that low kick with the overhand. But I don't think it would be quick enough to catch Erceg now. People are going to look at Erceg's last fight against Kai Kara-France. I watched that back. I was a little bit impressed with the way Erceg looked in that fight. Look, I ain't going to lie. I think Kai Kara-France is really good. He was doing a good job backing up Kai and forcing Kai to throw while backing up. And then he'll counter him. When he got caught by Kai feinted him. He made him jump back. Because what Erceg does good is that he always kind of leans back out the way when you throw a power shot. And then once he saw him biting on that, what Kai Kara-France did is he faked that. He did that little switch, overhand to the switch, and then landed the second punch and landed on Erceg. Moreno doesn't fight like that, and Moreno can't really fight like that. He can't. What Moreno will do, he might blitz into an overhand, but Moreno's not the type to blitz with the overhand and switch and then blitz into a hook. He doesn't do that. It's not how he fights. He's not as explosive like Kai Kara-France. So people are going to look at someone coming off a loss and say, oh my God, he's going to get cooked because Kai knocked him out. Kai doesn't fight like Moreno at all. He's nowhere near as explosive and powerful. And they might look at Moreno coming off a win and be like, against Amir Albazi, be like, oh my God, he cooked Amir Albazi on the feet primarily. He's going to destroy Erceg. Erceg strikes nothing like Amir Albazi. So if you're trying to do record math and say, oh, this record is better, or this guy coming off a win, this guy coming off a loss, and you're not looking at it stylistically, I honestly see Erceg having the better landed punches coming forward. I do think when Moreno starts coming forward, he's going to have trouble with the counters and the length of Erceg. And I feel like it's going to be a tough fight for Moreno. Moreno is also long in the arms as well. He has very long arms for his height. I think he has the reach advantage here by 2 inches, but I think Erceg is really good at using his length to his full extent, whereas Moreno kind of throws like kind of clobbing hooks rather than straight punches. So it's going to be an interesting fight, man. I know people are going for Moreno. What are the odds exactly? Not available, but I know Moreno's a favorite. I know for sure he's a favorite, but I will follow the money, and I'm going Steve Erceg. Like I said, all these picks, I'm most confident in this pick than any other pick on the card because I actually watched film on this pick specifically. So I am going to go Erceg by points. I don't think he could take out Moreno. And this is out of elevation. It's going to favor Erceg over Moreno. I've seen Moreno get fatigued before at elevation. He could do it again against Erceg. So I am going to officially go Steve Erceg, baby. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, but he's a real bad man, brother. He might put the beats on him like Dr. Dre. It might be a surprising fight. But people don't understand how good Kai Kara-France is. After this fight, they'll understand. But overall, I think Steve Erceg is going to be too much for Brandon Moreno. But let me know what you guys think down below about these predictions. That's it for me, and God bless. 2, 3, 4.